Welcome back to the Means Report. We appreciate you staying with us, where as of this airing of the Means Report, folks, we are down to just a matter of hours before the big day is here, November 7th. That's when folks go to the polls and decide the fate of the James Brown Arena. Actually, early voting has been underway for some time now, but the big final day, of course, is coming up on Tuesday when the ballots will be cast and counted. We'll know the results by Tuesday evening. Joining me now on the Means Report is Brad Usry, a man who needs no introduction in our community. His family's been a key part of it for generations. He's currently the vice chair of the Augusta-Richmond County Coliseum Authority. He chairs the new arena committee, so you know where he stands on this issue. Brad, thanks for taking the time to be with us.
And my pleasure.
All right, so let's talk about this new James Brown Arena. First of all, what is wrong with the old one other than the fact that it's about 40? I went to an event there not too long ago. It seems okay. Why do y'all want to get rid of it?
Well, it's functionally obsolete. We don't have the rigging capacity to hang the shows that are traveling today. We don't have the seating capacity to get the shows Augusta deserves. We don't have the backstage amenities that artists deserve.
Let me ask you this. Do people come to town and say, or not even come to town, maybe it's a phone call or a FaceTime call, and say, look, we would bring our act to your town, but your building is outdated and doesn't have the rigging, as you mentioned, we're not coming. Do y'all hear that?
Absolutely. Our management company feels those questions all day. And you know, we've lost 3 major shows in the last few years. Lionel Richie, Carrie Underwood, Dave Matthews Band.
Well, those were going to come here.
They all wanted to travel through Augusta, but it wasn't seating capacity. It was the rigging capacity, the ability to hold the weight of the shows.
Okay, you made me think of something that is talked about a lot, but not often enough, and that's the artist passing through our area. You just mentioned some really big names, and one might think that Augusta could never get such big names. What is this thing that artists do when they're going from perhaps an Atlanta to a Charlotte, and here we are in the middle?
Well, the industry calls it routing. In Augusta, because of our geography, we route well.
Yeah.
And nobody can take that away from Augusta. And also, we've got an arena that we've proven we support shows. So, but we now have an arena that's almost 50 years old, and it's time to replace it.
Talk about the benefits, and this will take care of the next few minutes, I'm sure, that this new arena will bring. So we'll start with just getting a bunch more yeses from the artists, right? What about year-round when there's not a concert? I think of all the other things that go on down to the JBA, exhibits, social. Will it benefit those folks as well?
Absolutely, and just space. I mean, to have more capacity for the seating, more capacity for the rigging. I mean, other things, it makes us capable of bidding for NCAA events. We can't even bid for an NCAA event right now because we don't meet their minimums. And that gets lost in this. We'll be esports compatible now, so we can bring in. I'm not an esports guy, but it's big business right now, and we'll be having esports competitions right here in Augusta.
Talk about the capacity if this is approved versus now. Where are we at the JBA now, and where's this take us for number of seats? You know,
an end-stage event, which is what we use the arena for most, we're about 67 to 7,000 people. We will be at 10,500 usable seats, good seats. You know, of those 10,500, we're going to have 1,300 spaces dedicated to premium seating.
Okay.
And that'll also include 12 luxury boxes.
Should we worry about parking? Is that going to be a problem? Do we need more parking, or is the existing lots good enough?
We did 3 parking studies just because people question that. We have 1,100 on-site surface parking spaces that'll be available. We have 3 underutilized parking decks in Augusta right now, and we're going to have a routing system for a shuttle system on event days that'll go by each of those parking decks in hopes that we can finally get use out of those parking decks that we've already paid for.
Brad, I saw something on social media. Sean Frantum, one of our commissioners and a Means Report veteran, posted this, and it was a comparison between Augusta's proposed arena and Savannah's, and how ours essentially is bigger and has more capabilities than the one in Savannah, and the one in Savannah is thriving. Are you seeing similar arenas around the Southeast, around the country that we want to build, doing great?
Absolutely, and the thing about it, in this region, if we don't do a new building, we will not be competitive in this region for entertainment. Savannah's done it, Greenville's done it. You know, it's time for Augusta to do it. And the thing about it is, our management group manages the Savannah Arena, so that'll bode well for Augusta.
Yeah.
And they'll make sure we get shows. We'll make sure Savannah gets shows. So that's great for the region. And Savannah, you know, they're about 1,000 seats less than us. They realize they underbuilt.
What do you say to people who say, look, enough taxation? I am tapped out. The economy is not great. How dare you ask me to shell out more?
This is a half penny. 40% of it will be paid for by people outside of Richmond County. This is a sales tax, not a property tax. If you go to the grocery store today and you buy $100 worth of groceries, it will cost you $108, $8 in sales tax. After this vote passes, you will pay for the same groceries $108.50. So every $100, it costs you 50 cents. And beware, everybody that comes into a golf tournament in April, everybody that comes in for Ironman, they stay in hotels, they eat at restaurants. Their little half penny is going to this debt and nothing else.
So it's about a $250 million undertaking to build a new JBA. Does the SPLOST go away once it's paid off?
It sunsets, absolutely. It's written into the law, HB 230. Once we pay this debt off, that half penny leaves. No matter what anybody says or wants to do, it sunsets.
How much control will commissioners have over this money? That's another concern I hear on the streets is that, look, they're not fixing the pothole in front of my house. Why am I going to give them all this money?
Yeah, we all want the potholes fixed and the grass cut, believe me, but this half penny is just going to the debt of this new arena, and it's administered by the Augusta-Richmond County Coliseum Authority and no one else.
Why didn't y'all build this at the old Regency Mall site? What happened to that?
Well, we had studies done and we listened to the experts.
Yeah.
And it said, put it here and connect the two buildings. People need to realize this is going to be a true complex now. The Bell and the JBA will be connected by a beautiful concourse that will actually be an event space in itself. And so, in the management efficiencies we will have making it one complex are amazing. You know, one kitchen, one loading dock, in one box office. It's just great.
Brad, everyone wants to see downtown thrive, and they want to see it come back to its glory days and then some. Do you think this new arena would help? How can businesses, you are more familiar with the business landscape downtown than anybody, how can they get something out of this?
You know, this will be a catalyst for downtown, not just downtown, but all of Augusta. We're talking about nearly 500 new jobs, $1.6 billion in direct and indirect spending over the next 30 years. And I hope this isn't the only project. I hope this is a catalyst for more to come when people see, private investors see, man, that arena's thriving. Let's go invest some money in Augusta, Georgia. And you know, when people, when the chambers of the world and the Sports Authority bring in people to bid on events, to be able to show those folks, look what we just built, a point of pride for this community, believe me, it will be a catalyst to downtown and all of Augusta.
How far away, years, decades, are we from making our downtown like those others that we envy? Greenville, Chattanooga. How close is Augusta?
You know, I wish I had a crystal ball. I don't know that answer. But I can tell you, standing still won't get us there. And it's time to move forward. And this is a good opportunity. 40% paid for by people outside Richmond County. You know, if you were going to build a house tomorrow and you said, you know, 40% would be paid for by somebody else, what do? You build that house.
I want to talk to you real quickly because you mentioned the luxury suites, and we do have a lot of business owners who watch the Means Report. We're thankful for them. How can companies get in on that? Is this something that would be a bidding process to see if you get one of those suites, or is now the time to place your order?
Well, again, that's our management company will compile a list.
They'll handle that.
First of all, we got to win a vote on Tuesday. And then once that's done, we'll have a list. And I feel confident that the 12 boxes we have companies will step up and buy those boxes. And that's another thing that folks need to know is with the premium spaces and naming rights and sponsorships this new arena brings, it's going to create almost $2.5–3 million a year in added revenue for the arena to help us maintain the grounds, maintain the building. People say, you can't maintain the building. I say, yes, we can. We're going to have extra revenues to take care of that.
You feel like talking about hockey? Is that something that's in play right now, or is it just let's get this thing passed?
Again, we did a study and we didn't put it on a shelf. We looked at it. We were very pleased with the study. It brings some stuff to the arena we wouldn't have otherwise. So it keeps the conversation going, and we're looking forward to have that conversation. Again, we got to get this vote Tuesday, or it wouldn't matter.
I know signs can't vote, but I see more yes signs than no signs. How you feeling?
I feel good. You know, I tell you, we're out there just beating the bushes, and we want to educate people. When they go, whatever they're going to vote, we want to know why they're voting that way. Because it's important that we don't have stuff on social media that's not the truth, making people vote the wrong way.
Well, Brad Usry, we appreciate you taking the time. This is obviously a very busy time for you and your team, and we thank you for visiting us today.
Again, my pleasure. Thank you all.
Absolutely. Brad Usry, Augusta-Richmond County Coliseum Authority, the new arena committee. The day is November 7th, Tuesday. We'll have it covered that evening right here on WJBF News Channel 6, right here on The Means Report, how you can help shape future editions of this broadcast. It's easy, and we'll show you in a minute.